Welcome to The Stoic Way, where we bring you timeless wisdom and practical tools to navigate life's challenges with clarity, resilience, and purpose. If you're here, it means you're someone who values personal growth and seeks to live a life of balance and meaning. Today we're tackling an issue that touches us all at some point: forgiveness. Whether it's anger you've held on to for years, resentment towards someone who wronged you, or the deep pain of betrayal, the path to forgiveness can feel daunting, even impossible at times. But what if there was a way to approach forgiveness not as an obligation, but as a powerful act of liberation for your own mind and spirit? That's where Stoicism comes in. In this video, we'll explore how this ancient philosophy can transform the way you think about forgiveness. We'll break down practical steps inspired by Stoic teachings to help you release grudges, mend broken relationships, and find inner peace. By the end of this video, you'll have a fresh perspective on what it means to let go. Not for them, but for you. So grab a notebook, settle in, and let's embark on this journey together. If you find value in what we share today, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with someone who might need it, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into how Stoicism can help you live your best life. Let's dive in. The problem with resentment. Resentment is a powerful emotion that can take a toll on your mental and physical well-being. While it often feels justified, it quietly erodes your peace of mind and ability to grow. Here's why it's a problem. Carrying resentment is like lugging around a heavy backpack filled with stones. Imagine trying to climb a hill with that weight. It slows you down and exhausts you. The same happens emotionally when you hold on to grudges. Over time, the burden accumulates, sapping your energy and leaving you drained. Consider the story of a man who clung to bitterness after a business partner betrayed him. For years, he replayed the betrayal in his mind, unable to trust others or focus on his career. Eventually, he realized that his resentment only punished himself and began the process of letting go, which allowed him to rebuild his life. Resentment traps you in a loop of anger and bitterness, making it nearly impossible to live fully in the moment. It's like trying to enjoy a beautiful view while staring at a smudged mirror. You can't appreciate what's right in front of you. For example, a woman who resented her sibling for past arguments found that every family gathering became tense and unenjoyable because she couldn't let go of old wounds. Once she chose to release her resentment, she found herself laughing and reconnecting in ways she hadn't experienced in years. It impacts your relationships. Resentment acts like an invisible barrier between you and the people around you. It clouds your judgment and prevents authentic connection, even with those who mean well. Picture a man who resented his parents for mistakes they made during his childhood. Though his parents had apologized, he clung to his bitterness, which made every interaction cold and distant. When he chose to address his feelings openly and forgive them, their relationship transformed into one of understanding and warmth. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control and accepting what you cannot. This perspective offers profound insight into forgiveness and emotional resilience. Control your thoughts and reactions. You cannot dictate how others behave, but you have full control over your response. For instance, Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." If someone wrongs you, you can choose whether to stew in resentment or let it go. A contemporary example might be a colleague taking credit for your work. While you can't change their actions, you can decide not to let it dominate your emotions or confidence. Accept the nature of others. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that people act according to their nature and experiences. This understanding fosters empathy. Imagine someone cutting you off in traffic. It's easy to get angry, but recognizing that they might be stressed or distracted allows you to let go of the frustration. Empathy doesn't excuse poor behavior, but it helps you see the bigger picture. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness isn't about excusing the offender, it's about liberating yourself. A man who forgave his unfaithful partner said, "I didn't forgive for their sake. I forgave because I refused to let them control my happiness anymore." The power of internal control. Stoicism teaches that our happiness and tranquility depend on our internal mindset, not external events. Here's how this philosophy empowers you to release resentment. Resentment is a choice. While it may not feel like a choice at first, the path to letting go begins with deciding to prioritize your peace. For instance, a woman who resented a friend for a past betrayal found freedom when she chose to focus on the positive relationships in her life instead of dwelling on the hurt. Observing your emotions without judgment is a key step in managing resentment. When anger arises, acknowledge it as a natural reaction, but remind yourself that you are not defined by it. Mindfulness practices, such as journaling or meditation, can help you process feelings constructively. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior. It means freeing yourself from the grip of past events. One survivor of a workplace injustice shared how reframing her perspective helped her move forward. I realized that holding on to resentment gave my old boss more power over my life. Forgiving was my way of taking that power back. Letting go of resentment is not an easy process, but it is one of the most liberating steps you can take toward personal growth. By embracing Stoic principles, you can transform bitterness into strength, reclaiming your peace and happiness. The ripple effect of forgiveness. The act of forgiving doesn't only transform your internal world, it has an external impact as well. Forgiveness acts like a ripple in a still pond. When you practice it, the effects extend outward, touching lives beyond your own. Imagine a world where forgiveness becomes the norm rather than the exception. It's an opportunity to inspire positive change in your relationships, family dynamics, and communities. Rebuilding trust. Forgiveness can act as a bridge over the deep chasm created by misunderstandings or betrayals. For example, consider two friends who drifted apart due to a harsh argument. When one decides to forgive and initiates an honest conversation, it opens the door to repair the broken bond. This act of courage and empathy doesn't just heal the immediate relationship, it sets a standard for others in the community, showing how to overcome conflicts with compassion. Creating safe spaces. Forgiving someone doesn't mean condoning their actions, but it does mean releasing the bitterness that can corrode relationships. When you choose to let go of grudges, you create an environment of psychological safety. Imagine a family where past grievances are forgiven, paving the way for open communication. Such an atmosphere allows members to express vulnerabilities, fostering deeper connections. The same principle applies to teams at work, where forgiveness can lead to collaboration and creativity flourishing in place of blame and fear. Modeling resilience. Your ability to forgive shows others that they too can overcome adversity and grow from their experiences. For instance, a parent who forgives a child's mistakes models a profound lesson in accountability and personal growth. Similarly, public figures or leaders who openly forgive often inspire collective healing in communities. Nelson Mandela's forgiveness of his captors not only liberated him emotionally, but also set an example that catalyzed reconciliation in post-apartheid South Africa. Long-term benefits of forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't just a one-time act. It's a practice that leads to lasting benefits. It transforms not only the individual, but also their relationships and the communities they interact with. Improved mental health. Letting go of grudges reduces stress and anxiety, creating space for positivity and peace. Scientific studies have shown that people who forgive experience lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. For example, someone who forgives a cheating partner may initially feel overwhelmed by anger and betrayal, but over time, they find peace by choosing to release their resentment. This newfound calm improves not just their mental health but also their ability to engage with others meaningfully. Stronger resilience. Forgiveness builds emotional strength, allowing you to bounce back from setbacks more effectively. Consider a colleague who forgives a coworker for taking undue credit for their work. Instead of dwelling on the injustice, they focus on their own goals and growth. This act of resilience demonstrates how forgiveness prevents negative emotions from taking root, enabling individuals to rise above challenges and thrive. By releasing past hurts, you can approach current and future relationships with a clearer, more open heart. A couple who navigates and forgives each other's mistakes, be it forgotten anniversaries or misunderstandings, develops a deeper level of intimacy and trust. This dynamic also applies to friendships, where forgiving small slights or disagreements can prevent unnecessary distance and keep the connection strong. Freedom from the past. Living in the past robs you of the present. Forgiveness frees you to fully engage with your current reality and future opportunities. Imagine someone who has harbored resentment toward a parent for years. By choosing to forgive, they shed the emotional baggage that's been holding them back. This freedom allows them to rebuild the relationship or simply move forward in life with less bitterness and more focus on their own happiness. In choosing forgiveness, you don't just heal your own wounds, you inspire others to do the same. It's a gift that keeps on giving, one that transforms not just individuals but also the collective fabric of families, workplaces, and communities, living a more fulfilled life. Forgiveness is not about forgetting or excusing hurtful actions. It's about freeing yourself from their hold and reclaiming your peace. The Stoics remind us that clinging to resentment is like holding on to a burning coal. It harms you far more than anyone else. Here's what happens when you embrace forgiveness. Healthier relationships. Letting go of resentment allows you to connect more authentically and rebuild trust. Consider a friendship strained by misunderstandings. By choosing forgiveness, you open the door to honest communication and renewed connection. For example, imagine two siblings who haven't spoken for years because of an argument. One decides to extend an olive branch, choosing peace over pride. The result? A restored bond and shared memories that would have been lost. When you release the weight of grudges, your mind becomes clearer and your heart lighter. You'll find it easier to focus on the present and embrace life's joys. Think about someone who spent years consumed by anger toward a former partner. The day they let go, they discovered newfound energy to pursue hobbies, relationships, and dreams they had sidelined. Forgiveness is an act of courage and strength. It demonstrates your resilience and ability to grow beyond the pain. Picture someone who overcame a betrayal. Instead of letting it define their outlook, they used the experience as a lesson in boundaries and self-respect. Their growth became evident in how they approached future relationships with confidence and clarity. By forgiving, you take control of your narrative and refuse to let past hurts define you. It's not about condoning bad behavior, but about declaring that your happiness isn't tied to someone else's actions. For instance, Nelson Mandela once said, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies." By letting go, you regain control over your emotional well-being and life's direction. Take a moment to reflect on a situation where forgiveness could transform your life. Maybe it's forgiving a friend who let you down, or even forgiving yourself for past mistakes. What are the lessons you've learned? How has the experience shaped you? Remember, forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. Each step you take toward letting go brings you closer to peace and fulfillment. Perhaps you start by acknowledging your feelings and writing them down, gradually moving toward understanding and empathy. Over time, the burden lessens and clarity emerges. Thank you for watching this video on the Stoic approach to forgiveness. Remember, letting go of resentment isn't about the other person, it's about your freedom and growth. If this message resonated with you, please like this video, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel for more content on personal growth and Stoicism. Together, let's build a life filled with peace, resilience, and wisdom. Until next time, take care and stay strong.